Hey guys, Seiben here, and in this video, I'd like to discuss the simple practice of the Mulligan in Magic the Gathering. Many players see the humble Mulligan as the unlucky man's out, a way to reshape your hand at a cost. For years, the Mulligan was taken out of disdain and frustration. The mere utterance of its name heralds the downfall of a player. But now, Wizards of the Coast is testing out changes to the Mulligan, and we may soon see a revival of its praise. Okay, so that intro was a little on the grandiose side, but really there are some changes coming to the Mulligan in Magic the Gathering. The change itself is simple, but will cause huge waves in how we actually play Magic, especially at a professional level. Whenever a player starts the game with an opening hand which has fewer cards than his or her starting hand, that player may scry 1. So this means that your starting hand size is 7 cards. If you choose to mulligan and go down to a smaller starting hand size, then you're allowed to scry 1. For those who may be unaware, scrying is a mechanic in Magic which allows a player to look at the top card of their library and choose to either keep it on top or put it on the bottom. So to scry 1 means that that player who took a mulligan may look at their library's top card and decide whether or not they want to keep it on the top or move it to the bottom. Note that the player who mulligans scries the top card of their library before either player enters their first turn of the game. So we gotta ask the question, why change the mulligan now? What was wrong with the old model? Well, Wizards has believed for years that the mulligan puts players at a huge disadvantage. I mean, rightfully so. They just discarded an awful hand which probably would have led to a loss anyway. This new rule is designed to help players crawl back from a bad starting position. Now, if a player mulligans once or multiple times, and still doesn't have a desirable hand, they won't have to concede right away. Allowing a player to take one extra look at their top card gives them one extra chance to come back from a previously unwinnable start. This doesn't mean that taking a mulligan is always the best thing to do. You still find yourself at a disadvantage against a player who has a strong opening hand. This rule change only allows to limit the beatdown the mulligan player faces when against an opponent who keeps. Put yourself in the shoes of a player who needs to mulligan with this new rule. Your opening hand was complete garbage, 7 lands, so you take a mulligan while your opponent keeps their hand. You know they have something good in their opening, but after you mulligan, you find you only have 1 land and a bunch of creatures. This is bad. You'll probably lose with this hand unless you draw well. But wait, you just took a mulligan, so now you can scry. After you've declared you're keeping your new hand, you scry the top card of your library. It's another creature, so you decide to ditch it and put it to the bottom. On your first draw phase, you get that land you so desperately need to stay off your opponent's great start. It may not guarantee you the win, but at least you now have a chance. We now know the change and the reasons for it, but when will this new rule become the standard? Well, this mulligan change is still in the testing phase, but will be a part of the Pro Tour Magic Origins, which takes place July 31st through August 2nd. This will be the only tournament which the change will be in effect for, so you don't have to add it to your Friday Night Magic routines just yet. As Wizards test the new mulligan at the Pro Tour, they're likely to receive a lot of feedback on it. From that feedback, they'll decide to either put the change into effect or dispose of it. In my opinion, I really like the mulligan change, and I hope it becomes the new norm in Magic. Far too often have I played and seen others lose important games simply because of a bad opening hand or taking too many mulligans. I know you're supposed to design a deck around optimizing the chance for a decent opening hand. I mean, that's what a mana curve's for. But you still can't always account for variance. The ability to scry just gives those in a bad spot the ability to come back, and I just feel like that makes the game more enjoyable. No game is fun when you know right from the get-go that you're at a huge disadvantage, and really it's just frustrating. I don't know, I'm just really excited to mulligan for once. But I want to know what you guys out there think about this change. Are you in favor for the new mulligan? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, and sub to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting future content. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.